Hey, what's up guys? And in this video we are talking about micronutrients. Like we saw briefly in that last video, micronutrients are the vitamins and minerals and our body needs them to function. They can be divided into 4 categories: water-soluble vitamins, fat-soluble vitamins, major minerals, and trace minerals. Now, let's start with the vitamins. There are 13 different vitamins. Some dissolve in fat and other dissolve in water. Why is that important? Because we are less likely to be deficient in the fat-soluble ones because they can be stored in the liver and the fat cells, where the water-soluble vitamins most cannot be stored and any excess amount will be flushed through urines. That means they must be replenished regularly. All the vitamins are essential because they are not synthesized in the body, except for vitamin D that can be synthesized through sun exposure. So, we have to make sure that we are consuming enough vitamins and minerals and not being deficient in any one of them, because it can cause many drawbacks and make your fitness journey and life way harder. The fat-soluble ones are vitamin A, D, E, and K. They help protect vision, strengthen the immune system, support blood clotting, bone and skin health, and provide antioxidants to fight inflammation. Some good sources are red meat, liver, eggs, potatoes, leafy greens as spinach, dairy, fatty fish, whole grains, nuts, avocados, and many others. The water-soluble vitamins include all the B vitamins and vitamin C. There are 8 types of B vitamins: B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, and B12. And B12 is the only water-soluble vitamin that can be stored in the body. Their main job is to produce energy, but they can also help preventing cell damage from metabolic stress and are needed to create red blood cells. Some good sources are red meat, poultry, liver, eggs, fish, dairy, whole grains, leafy greens, potatoes, citrus fruits, bell peppers, berries, many others. So if you are always feeling tired and have no energy, instead of drinking 10 liters of coffee a day, make sure you are getting enough vitamins in your diet. It will help solve that issue and get you back on track, rather than a band-aid solution. Same goes for skin, bones, or immunity problems. God gave us everything we need in food, but rather we go and look for drugs and supplements that will only give us a temporary relief. Let's take vitamin D for example. A vitamin D deficiency leads to depression, weight gain, weakness, fatigue, thyroid problems, and many others. Imagine guys, all of that because we are deficient in one vitamin. So look on your nutrients intake before doing anything else. We will now see the minerals, divided in 2 groups: major and trace minerals, called so depending on the amount the body needs. Major minerals are calcium, chloride, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, sulfur, and potassium. They are necessary for many bodily functions, such as maintaining muscle and bone strength and controlling blood pressure. Good food sources are dairy, salt, leafy greens, black beans, lentils, fruits, and fish such as salmon. Now, some essential trace minerals include chromium, iron, manganese, copper, zinc, selenium, iodine, and many others. They are needed in smaller amounts than major minerals and help with feeding oxygen to muscles, supporting nervous system function, healing wounds, and defending cells against damage from stress, which we all deal with. Good food sources are red meat, poultry, fish, eggs, nuts, dairy, seafood, green vegetables, and whole grains. And guys, like you might have realized, we see a lot of food sources that keep coming back, like red meat, eggs, dairy, fruits, and leafy greens. And that is what is ideal to include in your diet. Not only foods that gives you protein and carbs, but also gives you energy, strengthen you, keep you healthy, and help you achieve your goals way easier and faster. For example, iron is essential to carry oxygen to your muscles. Imagine being deficient and all the drawbacks it can cause in the gym. Iodine is another one. Many people are deficient in it, and having low iodine directly lower thyroid function and then metabolism. So you will burn less calories on a daily basis because your metabolism is slower. So instead of chasing that treadmill all day long, give your body what it needs and let it work for you. Our body always reacts to our actions. The problem is not that you have a slow metabolism, but rather is that you have a nutrient deficiency and your body is reacting to it. Once we get our body to work for us and not against us, everything else will be way easier. Sodium, another big one. People sweat so much at the gym and they go to saunas and then they cut their salt because they think it's healthy, but it is causing them huge drawbacks. Watch my video on YouTube about salt to understand how salt can improve your performances and keep you healthy. So guys, don't worry and try to figure out what each one of those micronutrients does and try to memorize them all. What I want you to understand is and take home is that big picture. Another thing I want to add, guys, is that many vitamins and minerals in the form of supplements don't react the same in our body than getting them from whole foods. Not only in terms of bioavailability, but also in terms of efficiency. Some vitamins and minerals in supplements forms can cause a lot of drawbacks. So don't go buying a multivitamin thinking that it will do the same as getting them from real food. Far from there, especially for minerals. Some work in an antagonistic pair, which means you can supplement one and it can be counterproductive for the other one. Calcium supplementation can impair the magnesium balance. Zinc supplementation can reduce your copper. But consuming them from foods won't cause that, as you are not consuming the zinc by itself, but rather with many other nutrients that will create a good and perfect balance. Plus, in nature, you are very less likely to cause a nutrient toxification, which is very likely to happen with supplementation. Last thing to add is that if you are deficient in one nutrient, you probably will be deficient in many others as they all work together. Let's take the example of vitamin D, vitamin K2 and calcium. Well, vitamin D helps you absorb the calcium and get it in the body and blood. K2 then helps sending that calcium from the blood to the bones where we want it to be. So vitamin D helps increase calcium absorption. So increasing a person's vitamin D levels will increase the amount of calcium they absorb from their diet. And if a person is deficient in vitamin D, they will be deficient in calcium. It really is a fascinating subject that we are still discovering about until this day. I would really invite you to go look further into it if you're intrigued and interested in. You have the basics now, and that's all you need for now, as long as you understood how important micronutrients are for your body and cannot be replaced with a pill. I would highly recommend anybody to get a blood test and make sure you have zero deficiencies. A blood test can save you guys a lot of times and help you enormously reaching your physical goals. So guys, I hope you took some notes and understood well. So that's it for that video, and see you guys in our next video. Ciao, take care.